Alright, so since we went through all the trouble to completely rebuild this engine, and no, I could not find a factory freeze plug, I guess nowadays they're going to these rubber things, and it's not leaking. I've already had the tractor started. It wasn't too bad. Since we're doing that, I thought, and I'm glad I did, because I thought, well, we'll go through the fuel system, at least the filter and stuff. And so this is what we found, and God almighty, let me tell you, I've only got one glove on. I'll try to do this one-handed. First off, that's a lot of crud, and I'm almost willing to bet that that's an original 1960 or 59, whatever this is, filter element. It's metal. The outside's metal. So I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that doesn't look like my new one, which I did buy from Case IH, CNHI, whatever you call it nowadays. But this is what they gave me. And I'm kind of looking at it like, okay, it seems to be maybe a little shorter, but it kind of has this lip on the top and on the bottom. It might take up the extra slack. I don't know. So hopefully this is the right part. If not, I'm pretty sure I can, I'll be able to find one. But, can you believe that this thing even ran like that? That's just, it's terrible. There's scale, rust, and sludge, and all kinds of nastiness in there. Ew. Yeah. And this thing has a water drainer on the bottom of it. But I don't think that was ever done. And I'm almost scared to take it off. Because I'm feared I wouldn't be able to find a seal for it. I had to find a goofy O-ring that went in the bottom of the oil filter cup. That took like 2 weeks to get from the dealer. Yes, I could have matched it up, but I mean, if I'm going through the trouble to rebuild the thing, why not make it right, So anyway, that's an update on that. Apologize for not getting any video of adjusting the valves and all that stuff. Like I said, I was able to see what it looks like up in there. That's not too bad. It's actually not too dirty. One thing that will tell me if anybody ever runs into this, as far as the whether or not it's the right fuel filter, if it doesn't come with the right O-ring, it's definitely not. So, yeah, and we're in the last steps of getting ready to pull it out. I cleaned out the air filter box is sitting, and the engine breather sitting over there on the top of a tote airing out from after I washed it. But yeah, like I said, I've already had it started. It had some blow by at first, which is what it had. It had terrible blow by before. Maybe I'll get some video of the number one piston that came out of it. It had 3 cracked ring lands and 2 broke rings. But yeah, so I'm getting ready to start it up once I get this air filter box on and actually degrease the whole thing. That way I can find if I do have any leaks. I think I've got an injector leaking. I don't know if you can see, it's wet right there, but it's not leaking. It's not leaking from the base where it goes into the head. It's actually leaking from the bottom of this plate. So I think the injector's just pretty well wiped out, I guess. But I don't know. It might get a new set of injectors this year. It might not. I know the pump I'm going to do next year, because that's going to cost me $600 or $700, plus the time to disassemble and replace it. It's got this weird vacuum operated governor, and it actually has a throttle body, which most diesels don't have a throttle body, but it uses differential pressure but from the intake side to the upstream and downstream of the flap to actuate the governor. And it works. I had to replace a leather diaphragm that was in there. I had to get from Britain. An actual British international dealer is the only place I found that. That took like a month to get, but that was last summer. But yeah, what I was saying is it had some blow by when I first started it up, and that's pretty well normal. But by now the blow by is gone. It's already ran for about an hour. I had it out here, double checking for leaks, letting it get up to temperature. I did go over the head bolts that I could get to again. to see if anything had loosened up, and it hadn't, so that's good. Went through a fiasco of getting my glow plug system working, and well, that's just not, it's not going to last the season. I just did it basically because I don't ever want to put starting fluid in this tractor again. So in order to get my initial startup, I did what I had to do. I had to pull a bunch of the dash apart, found a wire arcing here, which is not even related to the glow plug system. This is the glow plug switch, and it's such a Neanderthal thing. Like, it's just, you push the button and a bar comes down to bridge the contacts. I'll make another video on that, hopefully. I actually had other videos, and I'm new to it, and I wasn't really good at editing, and I lost some footage and couldn't get files to upload and stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, let me know with the like button. If there's anything, get any tips or suggestions, put those in the comments. Everything you would like to see, you put that in the comments. And I appreciate it if you watch it till the end. Thanks.